Most personal injury cases settle before trial, but when a case does go to trial, everything changes. The timeline, the risk, and who decides the outcome of your case. I'm Cary Woods II, a personal injury attorney here in Florida. One of the most common questions I get from clients is, will my case settle, or is my case going to trial? And the answer is, it depends. So let's talk about what settling a case means versus what actually happens if your case goes to trial. Most personal injury claims are most resolved through settlement negotiations with the insurance company. Settlement means that both sides agree to a compensation amount. This could resolve the claim without going to court. There are a few reasons that settlements happen so often. First, it gives both sides control over the outcome. Instead of leaving the decision up to a jury, the parties agree to a resolution that both sides can accept. Settlements are typically faster and less expensive. Trials require expert witnesses, depositions, court preparation, and scheduling time with the court system. That can add months and sometimes even years to the process. Another reason people choose settlement is certainty. Once an agreement is reached, the injured person knows exactly what compensation they'll receive. There's no guessing. And for many people, that certainty is important when they're trying to move forward after an accident. But sometimes the case doesn't settle. Maybe the insurance refuses to offer a fair amount, or maybe there's a serious dispute about liability. But sometimes the case doesn't settle. When that happens, the case moves into trial. Trials are formal court proceedings. They follow a structured process. It begins with jury selection, where attorneys for both sides work to choose the jurors who will hear your case. Then the trial moves into opening statements, where each side explains its version of what happened. After that, evidence is presented. Witnesses testify, experts may explain medical issues or accident reconstruction, and documents and records are introduced. At the end of the trial, both sides make closing arguments, and the case goes to a jury or judge for a verdict. That verdict determines who is responsible and how much compensation, if any, will be awarded. The biggest difference between settlement and trial comes down to risk. A trial can sometimes lead to a larger reward than what was offered in settlement negotiations. But there's also the possibility of losing the case entirely, which means receiving nothing. Trials are also public proceedings. Everything that happens in the courtroom becomes part of the public record, unlike most settlements, which remain private. The goal of every personal injury case is to pursue the best outcome for the client, whether that happens through settlement negotiations or in the courtroom. I'm Cary Woods II, and my team helps people understand their options and fight for the compensation they deserve. If you have questions about your case, please reach out to our office. And if you want to learn more about how personal injury claims work, follow along for more videos explaining the process.